firstly, you need to have some idea of which marine birds we can find here in South Africa. So just to give you an idea of where the marine birds are, most of them are nesting along the coastlines, like you can see in these images over here. So a lot of the time these nests are also camouflaged in the sand, so it's not just rocky shores. Other marine birds can fly out, like you can see here, and dive for food. This is very common in the sardine run. I haven't put that in this video, but maybe you should go and Google the sardine run and watch how those birds dive for their food. Other birds are not flying and diving. Others will just float on the surface of the water, whilst others glide. So they can basically glide in the air using the wind. So there's another video here on the next slide which you can watch to see how some shore and marine birds forage on the sandy beaches and rocky shores, as opposed to the ones that dive.
My name is Kim Fukuda, and I'm a senior aviculturist. That is basically just a fancy term for taking care of all our birds here. I am really excited to tell you about shorebirds and introduce you to some of the birds we have here at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Shorebirds are a diverse group of over 200 species of birds that have long legs or long beaks or maybe short beaks, and somehow rely on water for eating, nesting, and resting. A lot of shorebirds live in different types of areas near the water. The oyster catcher and maybe a turnstone will live in more rocky areas, but other birds, they may be on the beach. I'm sure you've all seen little sanderlings. They're the ones that follow the waves going up and down, and they're probing as soon as the wave goes back, looking for all that food. Monterey Bay is a great place to come see shorebirds. They come here mainly for our beaches and the Elkhorn Slough, which is a great place for birding. It allows lots of shorebirds places to rest, to eat, because it's a protected area, so they feel safe and they can just live their life and find all their food and just be happy little birds. Shorebird diets are quite varied, but a lot of their diet consists of insects, crustaceans, little invertebrates, and worms, and maybe some small fish. Shorebirds also have a variety of different feeding tactics. They probe way down, or they can be tall and go out farther and find foods. And there's also like tiny little birds like the snowy plover and the least sandpiper who are closer to the shore, and they just eat things they can find right on the surface. But sometimes they're also finding microplastics that have washed up, and they are ingesting these too. Another problem shorebirds are having is when they live on the beach and people come out there and disturb their nesting. One great example is the snowy plover right here in Monterey Bay. They nest on the beach, but people like to walk on the beach too. And those nests are so camouflaged you cannot see them until you're right on top of them. We can help shorebirds in the wild by keeping our dogs on a leash when we take them to the beach so they don't disturb resting or nesting birds. We can also make sure we clean up all our trash and don't leave it in their habitat. Even if it's not yours, just please pick it up, and we can help these birds out. I hope you learned a little bit more about shorebirds today, and if you want to enjoy our birds a little more, you can check out our webcam and you can see them every single day, and we hope you have a great day.
Alright, so these are all the South African marine bird examples that you need to be familiar with. So the first one is the Cape Gannet, which is this white bird over here with the yellow on its head. Then we also have the terns. So that's the one next to it over there with the black head and the white body. And then you have the cormorants, which are the black ones here in the corner. And then you also have our black oyster catchers with the orange or red beak, seagulls, and penguins. Alright, so to make sure that you have got everything that you need for this section, please complete the following questions in your book and I will provide you with feedback. So you're first going to read those pages of your notes, and then you are going to identify the birds from A to D. You're going to tell me what do they eat and how do they catch their food. So this will hopefully get you to understand the differences between these four groups of birds. Okay, and then lastly, we have already practiced writing an essay for oceanography, but we have not yet done so for biology. So I'd like you to please read pages 10 to 13 of your notes and then write an essay on whether or not you agree or disagree with the following statement, which says penguins are the best adapted birds for life in the ocean. So you should compare penguins with other birds that we've spoken about in this topic. And you can specifically focus on body covering, nutrition, locomotion, and circulation. Normal marks are pi. Yeah, so now you should know all of these 10 things on birds.